Hello folks, welcome back to Feldy. Farming Simulator 11, we're starting in the barnyard. Wonderful map made by Farmer Yip, and I'm sure I sound like a broken record. Let's go around our equipment here and get it all ready to go. I have a number of items here set up, ready to go for harvest as soon as the crops are ready, but at the moment we're kind of doing the stuff that's in between harvest. And the last episode, of course, we did a bunch of cutting and baling. This episode we have some more to do, and maybe I'll just pause right here to look around. Over here we had a field of red clover. We have a field of red clover kind of to the right of this machine, and we have cut it, baled it, and hauled it. And as you can see, we are only 10,000 in the hole. Let me check our debt. Oh, we're still 36,000 in the hole there too. But I think we have better financial times ahead. And let me just see if there's anything else we need to start. Oh, there's our combine. Just to zoom out from everything. You know, we'll just escort him kind of over the hill and get him over where we're probably going to use him. And you know, I haven't really made up my mind. I do know I want to get into some animals on this map. We haven't had it. I know in a previous episode we looked at the map itself, the underlying i3D file, to kind of see if it would support regular cattle production in here. I know there's beef in here, there is hogs, there's sheep in here, but I couldn't totally pinpoint whether we would be able to, you know, just do regular milk cows. I'm pretty sure that pasture down there is where they would roam, and I think what I just need to do is get one or two and see what happens. And so I'm kind of thinking I may need some grass. I believe that that's what they were fed kind of in the original Farm Sim 11, and I'm just really curious to see kind of how to do that in here. And you know, looking ahead, the tedder and the windrower, in retrospect, I'm not sure I really need those in this map. You know, it seems to allow me to bale without tedding, you know, whereas I think on the original you couldn't do that. So you know what, let me just sell those so that I don't have them cluttering the map up. And let me see, are they down here in implements? Yeah, let me sell that. Let me sell the tedder. Kind of an expensive little experiment. Lost some money, but you know what? It gives us a little capital. We can end up repaying just a little bit more. Ah, there's the cows mooing. But I'm wondering, in order to get them grass, which the building, oh, I think it's this building over here, dead ahead, just a little across the pasture there. I think that's where I need to take the grass, and I think I just need to give it a try. But in order to do that, I seem to recall that we have to have what do they call that? A forage wagon? Let me go in here again. Probably be in the trailers. Oh my, 100,000. A Bergman that's an earth spreader. Wow. So in order to afford a wagon to haul that in, I need 100,000 round ones. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there's a cheaper? Well, that's 60. Oh, is there the bargain basement variety? And that's 80. Let me see. 90. All-purpose forage. I don't know that I have. Let me see if I have a mod that would be able to do that. One that's a little cheaper. Ah, that one's 90 also. The Bergman shuttle. Yeah, I don't think I have enough cash to do that yet, so let me just go all the way to the bottom here, the mods, make sure I don't have anything lurking, and there's nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just wait a little bit because I don't have room to put it on the credit line. So the reality is I need to, and I'm just gonna run up the hill here. It looks kind of cool, my little windrower sitting up here on the hill, up in the hayfield. So there's plenty of grass to cut in this map. So I think, man, this is steep in here. I'm gonna just cut some ore for regular old baling, if you will. And this time, by the way, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I haven't done this in a little while, but I'm going to just set up a course play and see if... Manage courses, record. Okay, here we go. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but I think I can zoom to some other things and see if I can create a course so that I don't have to babysit this in the future. You know, I was thinking we could set it up with this and get this all going, but as we tried the last time we came in here, it just didn't quite do what we wanted. So we'll turn that off and let me see here, get it going. Do I have enough fuel? Got plenty of fuel. Let's just see. Maybe I can even get a bigger area. Get this going. The hard part is I don't think it'll allow us to turn corners the way we want to. In other words, you know, if we wanted to say cut this back and forth, I don't think it would allow us to do that. Where it would, I mean, you could, but where you pick up the header at each turn and that kind of thing. I kind of think in order to do this as a course play, it's going to your header's gonna stay down the entire time. And it, yeah, there's going to be some limitations. I can't hardly see where I'm going here. Kind of need to just get the outer. And maybe if I would have cut this a little differently last time. Well, it's just hard to tell. It'd be so nice if we could just turn it loose, you know, with the higher mode that we have. Took the pains to update it in this thing. But it keeps looking too far away for the other grass it wants to cut. So, but we'll make it work this way. And I anticipate we're going to get a lot more bales this go around than we had last time. I'm going to zip through the trees here. Somewhere in here is our hidden passageway, if you will, to kind of head over to another area of the map that is otherwise cordoned off. Yeah, I think this will be a little bit easier. There we go. Just coming in right above this. Have any of you all ever done a course like this, you know, where you just bang it out with course play and do it that way? I think the first uses that I ever had for course play, in my ignorance, this is kind of how I set up courses, not realizing that there were better ways to do it. Although in this particular version, I'm not sure, you know, let's just pause for a moment. Is there a way to get this to compute it automatically? You know, once you have the outer round done, is there... Yeah, see, this is combi mode. I don't want combi mode. Manage combine speed limit. There are different modes that I'm aware of. Settings, pathfinding, type. Where do you choose type? Call driver. I wonder if it's down here where you click type. And right now, when I'm recording, it maybe doesn't allow choosing a different type. I'm just going to try to turn this corner. I seem to recall when you back up in this thing, it removes windrows. I want to be careful that we don't do any backing up as we create the course, because I don't want it to delete all the grass, you know, that we're cutting and undo our effort. So that's why I kind of think I simply need to keep it moving forward. Yeah, I'm going to end up missing a little bit kind of on the corners. I don't know that it can be entirely helped. It's going to end up being a fairly large course too, as I get all this done. And we'll see if it registered. Oop, it kind of bumped and skipped over this part. It must be a little bumpy in here. Now on our third round. Yeah, see here now I would probably start cutting square corners in real life, but and maybe now what in the world? That looks like straw, or is that hay? That's kind of curious. I don't know how the ad appeared. That's kind of interesting. Just cutting grass, it would put down the straw texture. Even as I truck along here 18, 19 miles an hour, I don't think we'd ever go this fast in real life. Okay, here now we kind of come to a pinch corner. So I'm going to just leave some grass there and kind of turn carefully there. Oh, there's some more straw that I put down. Oh. Now, is this really... I may need to do some smoothing in the map editor to make it just a little less bumpy. But on the other hand, you know, a lot of bumps out in fields that are hay fields. I mean, that's common in real life, right? Oh, look, there's a straw texture right there it put down. Huh. So make some interesting bales. It seems to slow down when I try to turn a corner. I wonder why that is. It could be just something about the mod. Maybe it's even kind of nice and it slows down as you're trying to make a turn. Like right here, I didn't turn the speed down. But I suppose once we have a course set up, I mean, I don't know how you all do it, but this could be followed even for baling. Although the trouble with baling is where this machine is cutting in the front, the baler will be pulled by a tractor, and so just the dynamics of it are a little bit different, of course. So it may not work the best to have this aimed course. You know, I know in some of the other versions of Farming Sim that I play, a lot of times the course by the windrower or the baler can often be the same, you know, depending on how it's set up. If you've got big flat fields and lots of space to turn around and those kinds of things, it doesn't make as big a difference. But here it may. Turn the corner. Be interesting to see what all this looks like with all the waypoints, and I have a feeling we'd have a ton of barrels all over this. Yeah, it seems to cut this a little better when you slow down, so kind of like real life. So I think given that I don't have enough money, I'm going to end up turning all this into bales again, and we'll make some money. Maybe if we can swing enough to get one of the forage wagons, put the ad on our ticket and get that up here. Maybe if we can swing one of those purchases here before too long, we can eventually then get a cow. And I can't remember in Farm Sim 11, do the cattle die if you don't feed them, or do they just quit producing milk? You know, I'm kind of used to the seasons mod in Farm Sim 17 when it comes to cattle, because I think, if I recall correctly, if you're not able to feed your cattle, they will literally start dying. And so I always have a hesitancy, you know, when I come back to some of these older versions, you know, to make sure I have all the equipment that I need in order to take care of animals, or everything that's needed before you just dive into an enterprise and do it. Maybe in this older version you could still purchase the animals and they would just kind of subsist in the pasture, I guess. And then as if they required feed, you know, in order for them to actually produce anything. Okay, it isn't erasing the windrow there. Just making a tight corkscrew. I don't really like cutting it this way, but like I say, if we're gonna have a course play, I don't think it will record the motions of picking up the header and dropping it down for when you back up, so I'm kind of stuck doing it this way, I think. I also don't really like leaving the corners. That's kind of unharvested crop, but it is what it is. And wheat, oh boy, it just, yeah, if you get going too quick. So I'll maybe need to, when I use this course, and of course I'm not going to use it right now because I just got it cut, but when it's used in the future, maybe, see if I can turn this around again. Maybe what I'll do is see if I can throttle the speed to something that would be palatable rather than full speed. This is at 18. Maybe I set it up to go 10 miles an hour or something, so that we actually cut all the grass. I think we're getting done, folks. And then this will be handy. Once again, I'll need to remember to save it when I'm done so I don't lose all my hard work. Yeah, this is definitely bumpy. You know what? I'm not going to remove those bumps. Those bumps add character to a map like this. Maybe I'll just try to cut it. We'll just leave kind of a wedge right there. Down to the tiny little bits. Maybe in real life they would cut corners too. It's all a question of efficiency a lot of times on the farm. Sometimes you'll see guys cutting corners, then you'll see them taking one strip from the middle of the field, kind of heading back out. You know, I suppose we could do that here just to cut everything. In our case, I really don't know that that's going to add anything of substance to the total. Meaning we may end up losing some windrow while we're trying to cut out the corners. But I know I've seen guys do that in real life. You know, where they figure they're more efficient if they just keep turning the corner versus stopping, acting up, and making a clean square corner. Yeah, this will be interesting to see kind of how courseplay does with it. Maybe what we could do, we'll just cut out one of them. We can do that, right? But like I say, it probably isn't gaining us anything to cut the corners out. We'll just stop right here. There we go. Oop, except I am not record course stop. Now we'll lift it. Okay, so I need to make sure I call this. What is this? This is, let me get my little map. I guess this could be the northwest hayfield or north hayfield. Yeah, we'll call it that. Cut north hayfield. Very original name. And folks, we are done. Now that this is done, I think I'm going to haul our guy over to take him down the mountain here and haul him over to our red clover. We have more to cut kind of over here. Oh, I see. This guy's speed. He has a speed delimiter in here. That's what's going on. See if I can get through here without tangling on the... Oh, of course I had to tangle with something. We'll zip on through. I think this time we're going to leave the pasture alone. We could set up another course on there. Last time we cut and baled it. We always can come back and do that, but I think we'll leave it be for the moment under the assumption that we're going to be getting some cattle this go around. So I want to make sure we leave them plenty of foliage. Alright, here's our... And we're still waiting for things to... Why don't we just get out? We'll go be a good farmer and go check our field. Alright, I seem to recall this is barley. I don't remember exactly. We hear our phantom hogs in the background. I think the hogs are basically like anything else. They will produce once we feed them, but they are otherwise there subsisting on whatever they can find. Alright, now this one here, and once again, as I look across the field, I'm disappointed on the distance textures. I thought I had that fixed. You know, here in the distance, this also should be a solid red. I don't know why it isn't. But anyway, it is what it is. Now we will get this set up and get him off to the races. Let me set him up for red clover. Oop. I think is that about where we need it to be? Approximately. Oops. Take that in just slightly. We'll get him going. Drop the header. And always makes that hideous sound when we start off. And he's plunking down a decent windrow. Okay, I'm going to let him work away. I don't think he needs any supervision from me. The one problem he may have is clear at the other end. I'll be curious to see if when he gets down to the corner, is if he hops into the other field. It's possible he'll do that, but hopefully not. I am going to move to our tractors. There's that. I want the baler, I think. Here we go. Now, you know, maybe I should try the... Well, I don't know. I think I'm just going to do the baling manually. I could put it on a courseplay. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I think that's probably just going to be an exercise in frustration. So I'm going to just manually bale all this up and get it taken care of. Let me see on our HUD. 1,232 bales, so actually we are close to needing to refill the ropes. So we'll do that when we need to. For the moment, let's get her off to the races. And I'm still trying to remember, it's maybe what I need to do is go play the original Farm Sim 11 a little bit and see without any mods and kind of see how it goes. For some reason, I thought you had to tether the freshly cut grass before you could bale it. And so I almost wonder if Farmer Hip put something into this map that made it so you didn't have to do that. And in some ways, I really think I kind of like it that way. There, made that corner. And the reason I like it is, I did tether this the last time when I baled it. But what ended up happening is I lost just tons of material. I'm going to get way more bales off of it this go around than I did last time because, you know, kind of like we've discussed before, just more windrows means more bales, and when you try to consolidate your windrows, you run out of material, and you just don't get as much harvesting it. So make the corner, see if I can do leaving little bits. It's like I need to expand my working area a little bit more or something. I don't know. Alright, you know what? I'm curious. I'm flat out curious. This is driving helper, I think, is there... how do you indicate what mode you want? Does it just know? Choose combine. Driving helper, of course. Okay, I'm gonna go down and we're gonna pick, let's see, what did I call it? Northwest, no, not that. Cut North Hayfield. Okay, yeah, what a name. Alright, now let's see what happens. Drive course. Drive stop. Well, that doesn't help. Change modus. Combi. Overload. Oh, here's how you change it. Fertilize. Target. Field work for balers. Alright, let me try that one. Alright, look, no hands. Okay, so it's probably gonna leave a bunch of little bits in the field, I would assume. Especially on the corners. So probably what this means is I could turn them loose and, let's see, stop at last point. Yeah, we'll get him to stop. Well, alright, he took that whole corner in style, and that actually was a tight corner. Okay, this actually is working pretty decent. There's just so much to relearn on these old games. What I don't think I can do with this is have him set up his own automatic route, kind of like they had in later versions, but shoot, maybe I'm mistaken on that. I guess I really don't know. So I'll be curious, you know, when this gets fuller of bales, you know, if he'll have trouble. Oh, there he left a bit. Come on, just stay straddled over the windrow. Now let's see if he can make this corner down here. Yeah, there he goes. Alright, so maybe what I can do is go find my other tractor and... not that one. Oh good, he stayed in this field. Look at that. Maybe he won't hop into the other field after all. Good job, lad. Alright, so we'll get our bale picker upper thingy up there and go start picking up these bales. It probably will help this guy out up here if we do that to keep him out of his way so he can function with the baler. Man, that hill is so sharp. I don't think we should be driving this equipment up and over that hump. But that is another story. I think to the right here we also have another barley field awaiting harvest. So we're just trying to bide our time until we get to harvest. And I would like to buy some cows. See if I can get through here without tangling up. Oh yeah, swing it wide into the field. The thing I want to avoid on here is getting hung up on the fence. I mean, I think there's, if you do it bad enough, you got to do a reset. I'd really like to avoid that. Well, then honestly, maybe I'm not getting a huge number of bales off of here, even with the way I cut it this time either. just didn't seem like I got that many before, and it appears this is being sparing with how many bales it's given me too. Whoop! I didn't mean to drive over the top of that. But like it is so many times in this game, you know, as we all earn money and try to make our way farming, you know, until we have every shred of equipment that we like to have, it's always a game of hurry and, well, not really hurry, but, oh, hey now. Oh, there's our secret hidden pathway. Probably too narrow for me to take this machine down there. There's even more grass down the other way if we really wanted it. And when we run out of bales here, I think I'm going to make some feed stuff so we can feed our sheep, but kind of like we mentioned in previous episodes. Wow, that's kind of a purple color. That's interesting. What's left behind in the distance. I'm talking about this color here in the grass where it was cut. As hard as you try to work to mod something, it's always unintended other effects. Yeah, next we'll feed some sheep. I may do some of that off cam. And I realize there's a lot of cutting to do over there. Oh, now look at this. Okay. Okay. This is something that we get in there. Wham. Oh. Stop. Well, that's a way to end the video on a bang. Let me get this entangled, and I'll show this right before we go, because I can't remember if we've seen it in here before. Let me first turn the thing off. Let me get out, and I think I gotta come up alongside, and if I look at my menu here, O opens the door panel, and X reloads the ropes. I don't know where I magically got a bunch of ropes. I just carry them in my back pocket, you know. And now we are ready to go again. And with that, I will let you go. We all heard the 30-minute mark. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me on Feldy. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.